Welcome back to Wretched. I would like to suggest that the majority of squabbles we have at home and in our local churches happen because you and I are slow to put the best construction on most things. It is my opinion that the majority of fights, let's just call them fights, contentious issues that happen, let's start at home, are because we fail to think, well, there's an explanation for this. I'm sure there's a reason for this. Now, here is why we are slow to do that, because I am inclined to think about me. I live in my world and I ponder me, my thoughts, my life, where things are going, how things are going. It's all about me, and that is not being like Jesus. Jesus set aside his rights, his worship that he received on a second-by-second basis, gave it all up to do what? To seek and to save that which is lost. Wow. He gave that up for my sake, for his glory. I need to be thinking more like that, esteeming others as better than myself. But I am very slow to do that. And because of that, I get caught up in my little world. I'm thinking about me, how this affects me, what this is going to cause me to have to do. And I don't think about others. And because of that, there can be tension. Here is a fictional story to demonstrate. Did I mention it's fictional? One night, my wife, who is an amazing cook, she made a meal, and it was good. It was just like every other meal that she ever makes at home. But I ate Zaxby's kind of late that day, and I ate the fries, and I don't normally do that, and I was kind of stuffed. So I didn't eat as much as I normally do. I kind of picked around a little bit, ate as much as I could, but I didn't eat the normal size helping that she expects from her husband. And she starts to think, uh-oh, I wonder if he didn't like it. Uh-oh, am I not a good cook? In fact, I don't think he ate his entire plate last Thursday either. Oh no, he hates my cooking. I'm a failure as a wife. Now, again, fictional story. That's pretty real. Why? Because she's thinking about herself and how this affects her, and she didn't have any idea that I ate French fries at Zaxby's that day. Cut to the next night. Guess what happens? Another meal. And it's perfectly fine, and I don't eat it again because, well, that day I got the malt at Zaxby's too, and frankly, I was feeling a little bit queasy. She blows a gasket. What's the matter? Why don't you like my food? What's the matter with it? And now I'm thinking to myself, what's the matter with her? Lighten up. I got stuff going on, and the food is... Why? Because I'm thinking about my world and my life. And what happened? Because neither one of us thought for a second about the other person and a possible explanation for it. So now I see my wife being all moody and upset and at me. And instead of going, hey, honey, what's wrong? What led you to this? What's the thought behind this? What's causing this? Because this isn't normal behavior for you. No. Yeah, see, that's the... And then I launch into it because I'm thinking about me, and I'm annoyed because I had a long day at work. Sound vaguely familiar? How's about you're at church and your normally good, conservative, Bible-preaching pastor from the pulpit quotes a guy that you happen to know is a thumbs-down stinker. Hey, don't you know that this guy, suddenly my pastor's gotten off the rails and I think he's suddenly emergent. I don't even know that my pastor is saved. He quoted that guy. Let me ask you a question. Did you stop for a second to consider that maybe your pastor doesn't know that guy that he quoted from is bad? Maybe, just maybe, your pastor received it in a tweet from somebody. Maybe he was reading something through. He didn't even read who the author of it. He just grabbed it and on it went, or he didn't know who the guy was, and he just said it from the pulpit. Is that possibly an explanation? Maybe you're in the board meeting at church and somebody is just being belligerent on an issue. Is it possible they're being that way because they've had an experience like this in the past? Or maybe they were at a church prior to this when it went down that road. Maybe they were burned because of something that happened even somewhat similar. Maybe they had a rotten day. Maybe they got into a squabble with their wife about the food that night. Maybe there's an explanation for the things that are bugging you. might I encourage you to do something that I am very poor at doing? I confess it to you. Before you jump in judgment, the first thing should be, I'm trusting, I'm hoping that there's a good explanation for this because we are called to hope all things. Just a suggestion.